My next guest, he's got another main event fight. He's going to be taking on Matheus Nicolau next Saturday, UFC Fight Night in Vegas. It is Alex Perez back here on the program. Alex, how are you?
I'm good, man. Happy to, be fighting again so soon and ready to get back in there.
Yeah, tell me how this all came together, because I believe initially you were supposed to fight Tagir, right? Later in the year, and then here you are getting this fight with Nicolau, obviously replacing Manel Kopp. How did this? Tell me how this fight materialized.
So I think this is a Saturday before I accepted before 300, they just called me and asked me. They're like, "Hey, Manel's out. Do you want to take the fight?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" You know what I mean? I stayed in shape just in general. Like I was back, no injuries from my last fight, so I was able to get back in there right away. And I kept training, and I felt like I was in a good position to take the fight. So I'm excited and ready to go.
Were you kind of expecting something like this to happen? Not like, again, not blaming Kopp or anything, but just looking at the the rankings and the fights that were booked, and again, they had issues booking this fight the first time, right, with Kopp and Nicolau. Did you kind of figure this could be a possibility?
No, honestly, like I kind of just focused on myself. So I just kind
Okay.
of I was just staying ready because I was helping Cody for his fight and helping a couple other guys in their camp. So I kind of just staying ready, just to stay ready, I guess. And it's all worked out.
Yeah, you were telling me off air, and I didn't realize this, that I know you were saying you have a house in Vegas. So how does camp look these days? Are you still training in California and a bit in Vegas, or is it all in Vegas? Like, how are you doing things now?
No, so I do majority of my camp in Vegas. I mean, Cali, and then I come out to Vegas probably like twice a week, not
Okay.
a month. Depending on how the body's feeling, get worked on by the PT staff here, and kind of balance everything out from there. So I'm here, probably like if I'm in a full camp, probably like I'll probably come out twice in between that camp. Obviously there's a short one. I was already here, so as soon as I found out I was fighting, I took off to California, trained with Colin Oyama, Jiva Santana, Tyler Wombles, and then yeah, I just ended up in Vegas yesterday. Camp's done basically. It's just drilling and stuff like that. So I'm out here right now.
Okay, well, that sounds great. And what was the link to Cody Garbrandt? Because I was mentioning this off air. We could have done this in person last week. I didn't even realize you were in Vegas. Of course, I was at UFC 300. How did you and Cody Garbrandt link up? Because I thought that was really cool to see you in his corner.
Maybe about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago. I was here at the when I thought about moving out here full time. I was training at Syndicate at the time, and I was kind of like looking to be more like a freelancer, right? Like
Mhm.
train at Syndicate when I wanted to, train at Extreme, train at the PI. And Cody was like, "Hey man, we have a wrestling class with Chase Pammy on Wednesdays. Come in." And I came in and wrestled. He needed a partner, right? Someone his size. And yeah, I just started that. It's probably when the Mario Batista fight, where he was supposed to fight Mario Batista, during that camp. And ever since then, we just kind of stayed training together and working together. Like he helps me in camps, I help him, and it's like a good teammate, good partnership. We have going on. So I enjoy it.
Yeah, no, it's good, man. I love hearing that. And by the way, I hear from a lot of fighters that have worked with you that like they love having you in their corner. So that's a good, obviously good for you as well to know that you have something else that you're good at besides fighting as far as the coaching side of things, right? It seems like you enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoy helping people. I always believe in giving back to the sport that gave back to me, and obviously that was true with wrestling. I started coaching youth wrestling when I was still in high school, and kind of gave back like that, and then kind of moved on from there. And then now I'm doing it in MMA, and I like seeing people helping people work and achieve their goals, and I like helping people grow as a person, but also martial artist. And what I mean, win or lose, it's not really that like. I mean, we win and lose all the time, right, in life in general. But for me, it's more about seeing them grow as a person is what I really care about.
Yep. Well said. Well said. Got to talk quickly about that last fight. You almost had it, Alex. I mean, again, you were an underdog going in. It didn't look like it in the fight. Mokaev ended up taking the decision in that one. But what did you take away the most from that performance that you're bringing into this fight?
I mean, I wasn't too happy with my performance, but at the end of the day, camp was great and everything. I just, didn't pull the trigger a couple times and kind of just left it at that. Like I can build off that. I fought the number one prospect that no one wanted to fight. I probably gave him his hardest fight. I mean, I take a lot of positives. Obviously, there's always positives and negatives. Negative was that I didn't just pull the trigger a little bit more. It was a super close fight. I have people tell me, "Hey, man, we thought you won the fight, blah blah," and I just It is what it is, you know. Kind of the judges didn't see it that way, so I didn't, and I just kind of moving forward from there.
Yeah. Did you know that 4 media members did score the fight for you? There's a website called MMA Decisions where the media can post their scorecards, and 4 media members did score it for you. I know it. I know it's still a loss in your resume, but that's it's not like it was a complete blowout or anything, right? So
Yeah, like I said, like I take the negatives and positives. Like I said, the no one wanted to fight that kid. I did. I actually asked for that matchup. He's a tough guy, and I wanted to prove that I can still hang with the young guys in there, and I think I proved that. Mokaev, like whatever people think about him on social media and stuff, I know he's a little troll sometimes, but uh, he's actually a good guy, and he's a good person. And I mean, before or after the fight, like before the fight, he was trying to intimidate me or like say stuff like, "Oh man, like you're probably dealing with the wrong guy. I really don't pay attention to that." Or trying to talk smack on social media. I'm like, brother, I'm not on social media enough to really care what you say on there.
well, not
And
only that, but I'm sure you've had a lot of crap on social media for all the stuff that's happened in your fights, like things that again, like all like you're a veteran when it comes to the trolling, right? In terms of dealing with stuff on social media, I'm sure.
yeah, but not even social media. Mostly my family. And like I said, I come from a wrestling family, so all the like we
Talk
talk
smack.
smack all the
Yeah.
time. So it's not like I'm not used to it. Like honestly, like I always tell people, like, I can care less what people think about me, and they're still tuning in to watch, whether win or lose, talk shit about me, to me, whatever. Like I leave my comments open. Like I don't block my comments or anything. You can comment on my stuff, and I just kind of smirk and laugh. I'm like, dude, I can care less what you really think. Like if this is what you're doing on your free time, you probably don't have a life.
Yeah, I always tell people successful people don't have time to troll. I mean, it's just the truth, right? You're spending that time working on yourself and getting better. So there we go.
Exactly.
Let's talk about Nicolau, a veteran like yourself. I was kind of, it was funny. I was thinking, like, did these two fight already? Because I feel like there is a lot of overlap in the flyweight division. But yeah, fresh matchup here. How do you feel like you match up against him?
I felt matchup great. I'm happy he took the fight. You know what I mean? Obviously, me coming off my third loss, he could have picked somebody else. I don't know if it's because he thinks I'm an easy fight or whatever. But I'm grateful for the opportunity to fight again, and I think it's a good matchup. I think we both bring exciting style. None of us want to go to the ground, so it's gonna be hopefully a good fight for the fans. I'm expecting 25 minutes. Obviously everybody knows how I like to fight. I bring the pressure, I bring the combinations. So I know he's very good. He's long. He has knockout power. He's dropped people. So it's a very dangerous fight. But I think it's just stylistically a fun matchup.
Training camp. We talked a bit about it there. So bulk of camp in California and then a little bit in Vegas. Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah. So out here, I train back at Colin Oyama, Tyler Wambos, and Gio Santana when I'm back in Cali, and out here, and I was out there for as soon as I signed the fight, I was going out there. And then when I'm in Vegas, I train with Billy Bigelow. He just ended up moving to Japan a few weeks last week, and then I also wrestle with Chase Pammy and the Gold Rush crew. Really good wrestling. I do jiu-jitsu with Ten Planet with Coach Casey, and also do with Jason uh, out here. And I was striking coach. I kind of train a little bit everywhere, just getting different looks. So I'm in Vegas. But I feel great about this fight. I feel great with everything I've led up to it. Like I haven't not stopped training, so I feel like it's a good timing.
And I imagine too the weight's probably better because, like you said, you've been in there training, maybe expecting something to come up. How's all that going?
Good. You know what I mean? I'm working with perfecting athletes and working with them. And I always tell people, like, whether weight cut's good, bad, or whatever, it's never on the dietitian. It's always on the athlete, because they don't
Yeah.
live with you 24/7 and stuff like that. And I had to make some life changes kind of the last year, kind of reevaluate my goals and what I want to do. And I had to stop being so big
Yeah.
in between fights and stuff like that. So that's why I felt comfortable taking the fight because my weight was good.
Okay, excellent. And do you get your meals from the UFC or does perfecting athletes prepare all that for you?
A little bit of both. Like at the
Mhm.
beginning of camps, I'll start with the UFC PI. Obviously, I use their resources, the PT, and obviously we get free meals, breakfast, lunch, and if you're in camp, you get a dinner as well. So I use them for the beginning, and then towards maybe the last 2 weeks, I have them just cook all my meals for me. So it just makes it easier. They know what's going in there, exactly what they're putting in there and stuff like that, from seasoning to the amount of food they're giving you. So I kind of use a little bit of both. If I'm in Cali, I have a good sponsorship with Always Ready Meals. He talks to my nutritionist, so he gets all that dialed in for me.
Your corner, what will that look like? Who's going to be in the cage with you?
It'll be Colin Oyama, it'll be Giro Santana, Ricky Simone, and then Tyler Rambos. Those four guys will be in my corner. I've worked with them for years. Super comfortable with them, and yeah, they know me in and out. Especially Ricky. We train together all the time, and so he knows me in and out. He knows what he can tell me, and he knows exactly how to get me going.
How's this fight playing out? How do you see it going down? It's 5 rounds, so how do you see it unfolding?
I see me going out there putting the pressure on this guy. I'm in good shape. Like, I think I could go back to being able to put my pressure on people like I used to. And obviously that last fight I wasn't able to do that as much as I wanted to. But this time around, I'm able to do that all for 25 minutes. I've been doing that all camp. I mean, I'm sparring with really good guys, and I've been able to push the pace on them. Fresh bodies on me, so I'm ready. I'm hoping, obviously end it early, but I'm ready for a war.
Your reaction to finding out Steve Erceg got the title shot against Pantoja, I understand it from the perspective of like you can't do Royval again. They just had that fight, right? What was sort of your reaction to hearing him? Because I think people expected the guy that you just fought, Mokaev, getting it.
Like if I look, so I was talking to someone about this. It's crazy enough. I was talking to someone about this. If you look at resumes, yes, Mokaev has beat two guys that fought for the title, me and Tim Elliott. Right, resume is a little bit stronger than Steve. Right, Steve
Mm.
came in, beat a ranked guy, beat Alessandro, and just beat another ranked guy. But it's always as good as your last performance. Like Mokaev has great talent. Great talent, great fighter, great everything. But I'm basically coming off a year layoff, and I pushed him. You know what I mean? Whether he was sick or not, like I heard he was sick,
Mhm.
sucks. You know what I mean? But once you step in that cage, you're 100% in people's eyes. Like I don't post or people don't know that hey, you're going in to hurt, not sick, whatever. It's how you perform. Doesn't
Mm.
matter how if you're sick or not. So I feel like Steve did more just because he finished matching out. If Makav would have gone in there and finished me, I think he would have got the title shot.
Yeah.
Um, kind of just you're as good as your last performance, and UFC is also a business. People don't get that right. Like this guy is coming out and finishing guys. I mean, he went to decision. I believe he finished Alessandro, and then he finished Machinal. Two finishes. Makaev has gone to decision. I think every fight or close to
Most
it
of them.
in
I
the
know
UFC.
Elliott was a late finish, I think, but yeah,
Yeah, so you know what I
yeah,
mean. Like
yeah,
it's that was the one before me, and then now this one kind of got him into like a decision. So I
mm,
think it's just like you're as good as your last fight, and
yeah.
Makaev will fight for a title. You know what I mean? I'm hoping I get a rematch,
Mhm.
but he'll fight for the title. Like he's a great talent. You know what I mean? If he keeps winning, he'll fight for a title for sure.
Yeah, no, I thought it was interesting because Erceg's only had 3 fights. I think the only other guy that I can think of recently that got a title shot off of just a couple fights was Yuri. I think Yuri had 3 fights and then he got it. But obviously, like similar thing, he's finishing a lot of guys. But that's a story
Yeah.
for another day. Who do you think wins that fight? That is the week after you, Pantoja and Erceg. Who do you favor there?
I mean, you got to go with the champ, right? I mean,
Mhm.
he's been able to prove, been able to beat everybody in front of him. I mean, if you look at his records, things like 10-0 against the top 10,
Mhm.
right? So I don't blame him for wanting to fight someone new.
Mhm.
Um, but Steve's dangerous, right? Like Pantoja has been hurt before, like you got hurt by Matt Chanel. And Steve has great boxing. Like he's very long, great boxing, he knows how to use that range. But I got to go with experience, I go with Pantoja on that one.
A win here. It's a main event. It's 5 rounds. I know you're coming off a loss, but you go out there and finish Nicolau. You got to be right back in that contender spot. What do you sort of think about a win here?
Yeah, I think a win here puts me back in the spot. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy because everybody's like, "Oh, he hasn't won a fight since I fought just sure." I think that was in 2021, I believe 2020, something like that. Uh, but if you look at the guys I lost to, Davison champ,
Like, who's
Pantoja
had a tougher
champ.
run than you at flyweight? You know what I mean? Like, if you look at like
Yeah,
who you fought, it's crazy, right?
yeah. So I believe like I think I go out there, finish this guy, beat this guy, puts me back in the hunt. He's 5, I'm 8. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Opens up good matches, good fights for me. I mean, you got the Kai, you got Manel, you got um Amir. I mean, obviously, I know Amir's hurt, so he has to get better. I know Manel's hurt, he has to get better. I know these guys are like injured, stuff's going on with the division. But you got guys like that, and that's the way it is. I feel like one win, this win will put me right back up there.
Alex, thanks for doing this. I'm excited for this one. Next Saturday, it is UFC Fight Night. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media you want to mention, I'll give you the last word.
Thanks for having me, man. Always good talking to you. Just thank you to all my friends, family, and everybody that supports me. I really appreciate it. Definitely wouldn't be here without you. Thank my sponsors, Drink It to RW. I like to thank my management team. Always have my back, perfecting athletes as well. UFC PI. Thank you guys from the nutrition to the staff, from the front desk to the back. They're great people, and like I said, you guys make my job that much easier. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, if you guys want to find out more about me, just follow me on social media, Alex Perez MMA, all platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. But like I said, thank you again for having me. I really appreciate it.